the anthem was being sung by Billy Eckstein, and the cameraman just moving in front of Renaldo Snipes. Snipes, almost as if to give himself confidence, kept brandishing his fist toward Holmes, sneering and laughing and leering at him, and he continues to do just that now. He'll get a chance to prove himself. Call me Mister, he says. Renaldo Mr. Snipes. That's why you see the Mister on the back of his robe. Once again, the championship belt. The crowd here, well, it's a beautiful arena. About 18,000 it can hold, and it's maybe half filled. Maybe a touch more than that. Despite all promotional endeavors by the irrepressible promoter, Don King, it has not taken hold.
Welcome to the Civic Arena and tonight's World Heavyweight Championship card, promoted by Don King and the Civic Arena. This event is sanctioned by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, James J. Binns, Chairman, Regis at Chatula, Commissioner, and the World Boxing Council, Duke Durden, Representative. The officials for this evening's event are the doctors in attendance, Dr. John Santoro, Dr. Philip Schumacher. The judges are Spider Bynum, Tony Castellano, and Eddie Wood. The timekeeper, Jimmy Bruce. Counting for the knockdowns at the bell, John Brenzia. The referee, Rudy Ortega. This fight to be scored on the 10-point must system. 2 bouts to follow.
The reason for my chuckle, Myron Cope is a former sports writer and an excellent writer who became a popular radio local broadcasting personality. And now he's been dreaming of emulating the late Harry Balla back in the 30s as a ring announcer.
No defeat, 11 knockouts. He weighs 215 3/4 pounds. The challenger, Mr. Renaldo Snipes.
Three-knockdown rule is waived. Mandatory 8 count, no saving by the bell except for the 15th.
Undefeated in 38 fights, 28 knockouts, weighing 213 1/4 pounds from Eastern PA, the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes.
Busloads of people came in here today from eastern Pennsylvania, the home of Lafayette College and the Lafayette Leopards. There's the tale of the tape. 32, the edge in age goes to Snipes by 7 years, and Holmes is getting tired of waiting for Cooney. The weight differential negligible, the height differential negligible, the reach, same thing in effect, but Holmes, an established fighter, tremendous hand and foot speed for a heavyweight, a stinging left jab that becomes punishing through its accumulative impact, a good solid left hook, and a right that can surprise you, as it did Mike Weaver when Weaver was dominating Holmes, and a right uppercut by Holmes turned the bout, and Holmes did away with Weaver finally. The ring is 18 feet 7 inches. And the bell for round 1, the referee, Rudy Ortega, a veteran referee. This is his 25th world title fight. Last time he did a fight I worked was Carlos Palomino against Armando Muñiz, May 27, 1978. We'll get to the judges later. Snipes showing early movement to try to stay away from Holmes, who pursues and wants to, as usual, work the left jab in combination with the right. Holmes probably fought his poorest fight against Trevor Berber, the awkward one from Canada who went the distance against him. And Snipes is counting on awkwardness, too. Just the beginning of things. First round. Pawing left from a distance by Snipes. There a right to the midsection. No power behind it. We have a minute left in round one, with little, if anything, happening up to now. Holmes will be careful. With a presumed huge payday scheduled against Jerry Cooney, maybe in March. He's not going to lay himself open to anything against an unknown. Notice how easily Holmes' gloves pick off Snipes' jabs. Jerry trying to come down with a right. And we approach the end of an uneventful round one. Round two just underway as we zoom in on ring center, the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Coming to you live, Larry Holmes is back to you. White trunks, Renaldo Snipes, WBC World Heavyweight Championship at stake. Holmes' 11th title defense. First round. Cautious. Holmes, the pursuer. Trying to see what the unknown has, if anything. Crowded a little bit as Snipes was just short with a right. Snipes felt leather that time. Maybe the first time thus far in the fight. But he was stung. Good right there. Remember I told you that Larry's right will surprise you. It was the right uppercut that undid Mike Weaver. Holmes beating Snipes to the punch. Snipes learning something there. Larry's left got there, and Snipes' never did. Using the left effectively, steadily, yet patiently. Holmes making the fight his way, according to his dictates. Just about as expected. Whatever Snipes is, he showed guts against Harry Coetzee of South Africa. Flawed in the second and fourth rounds, he got up. By most precepts, he didn't remotely deserve the decision that was accorded him, but he got up and he went the distance. Just beginning to tee off now, doing pretty much what Larry wants. Measuring him, you see Larry pawing with the left, keeping him back.
Come on, Larry.
Come on, Larry, you heard Rudy Ortega say. When you're that far away from the opponent, as Snipes is, it's difficult to score. Right there, a combination by Holmes. The end of the second round at hand. Round 3, live, Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Holmes to the left. Now it's back to you, Snipes, getting a lesson. Holmes, now a practiced, polished fighter. No longer can they take recognition away from this man. He knows exactly what he's about. Snipes was hurt in the first round, second round rather, fighting back here after being stung. Most of his blows picked off by Holmes's gloves. Larry, who wants to keep reputation that he's worked so hard to earn, would like to finish him early. At the same time, he will temper it with caution, not taking any risks. He may reach a breaking point and waiting for Cooney. He's got enough to live on for the rest of his life. His attorney told me last night, Charlie Spanzini, that he will get $350,000 tax-free for the rest of his life annually if he quits now. And you see him making mincemeat of Snipes.
Put your out of there, come on.
Snipes squinting as he tries to get inside of Holmes and can't do it.
Get out of there, Larry.
The eyes almost half shut when he goes in. Now he's trying to cover, and Larry is just belting it.
Let him say, come on.
There is no point in laboring as Snipes finally comes up with a sidewinding right. Gets in a left. Kid is trying.
Okay.
No point in laboring the difference in skills. Kid hit on the break, and Holmes said, you see what you did to Rudy Ortega? You let him do that. Because it got Larry mad, and that's what Leon Spinks got away with. Remember the false bell that infuriated Holmes? And he came out and he did away with Spinks. Now he got mad. And the kid will probably pay for it.
Okay, push up. Get out of there. That's it.
See the way Larry goes down to the belly as we approach the end of another one-sided round. Live from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, start of round 4. Holmes having things his own way, no knockdowns yet. Blood coming. Here's a gutsy kid.
That's it. Put your way out of there.
But the skills belong to Holmes.
Okay. Get out of there.
Tying Holmes up in this round, though. Give him that.
That's it. Work your way out. Let's go. That's it. Move in.
Got the head snuggled in. Larry is cut back on the number of punches he's thrown. Snipes got one good one into the midsection. And another one. Holmes coming forward with his upper body moving from side to side. Larry really caught him there. Had him off balance and really caught him. But the kid comes on. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round we'll take a station break. And the kids fighting aggressively in this round. Remember, Trevor Burbick gave Larry fits with an awkward style. Nobody expected him to do it.
I'm not going to tolerate it. Let's go. Come on.
Snipes all over Holmes. The head nestled in against the neck and shoulders throughout the round. And we'll be right back with more of the Holmes Snipes Heavyweight Championship fight after this word from our local station.
Sunday News, the weekend's best.
Round 5 just underway. Snipes with a surprising 4th round. Fighting somewhat awkwardly, bobbing and weaving. Snuggling the head against the Holmes neck and shoulder. He scored some in the 4th round. And Larry Holmes thrown off balance, not using the left jab the way he usually does. Maybe taking the kid too lightly, looking just to load up. Now he's snapping the jab in the manner in which he did in the earlier rounds. This is round 5. Look at that. It's gone longer than many expected already. This is not to say that it's been an impressive fight. It hasn't. There's Larry Holmes sticking and moving, fighting the way he usually fights. May have been too eager to knock him out too quickly, to prove himself all over again to himself, and maybe to those who refrained from giving him credit. Crowd went crazy over that wild right by Snipes, which nearly grazed. Snipes laughing. That's been his posture since he entered the ring. This is round 5. Holmes in the white trunks, and Snipes in the blue trunks with the yellow stripes. The WBC heavyweight title at stake. And look at the kid still fighting in his somewhat peculiar style. Bobbing and weaving, trying to work in there. Larry trying to load up with the right 3 times in a row. Still Snipes smiling. Yes, the kid has the guts.
Work your way out of there. Come on, let loose.
Now he's tying Holmes up again. Holmes not able to use the jab the way he should be using it. Holmes turning to the right more and more frequently, as you just saw, doubling up on it then. Now the left getting in there. Then the right to the belly, then to the head. 5th round action. Two to the belly, then to the head. And Holmes pouring leather on the kid. Kid was hurt there. Now there's a cut over the right eye. Make it the left eye. I'm looking at my right side, his left eye. The blood coming out. Above the eye, going into the eye, affecting the vision. The kid's in deep trouble. The end of the round is approaching. Time running out on Larry Holmes, but also on Renaldo Snipes. We are staying. And Snipes, blood all over that left eye, from above it and on the side of it. It appeared to be a Holmes right that opened it up. Let's look again at the flurry that hurt the kid. To a right and a left to the belly, then the right to the head. That opened the eye there, and then another right, embellished the cut, and then more to the head. And suddenly Snipes was in trouble as you look from another angle. See the way he kept using the right. Snipes had forced Holmes to go to the right, not using his left the way he usually does. Now they've got the eye patched. You can see it there. And we have the bell for round 6. A fight totally dominated by Holmes, but the kid showing tremendous courage and having himself a pretty fair 4th round. concentrating fiercely, attending to business. Snipes scored with a right. Kid coming right back after that beating in the 5th round when it looked like he was about to go.
Got to throw him in two, baby. You can't get him in one. You can do it.
Now he's got that head nestled in again. You see it? And Holmes not getting room to use his left. Now Holmes is again teeing off on Snipes. Tell you this, Holmes has developed respect for the kid. He has not yet reopened the cut. He is proving troublesome to Holmes. Eddie Futch from the corner is saying, bring it up a bit. Holmes looked over to the corner. You just had a glimpse of that.
Work. Come on, that's it. Work.
Holmes not moving off the ropes for the last 40 seconds. Finally moves out. Snipes trying to cover. Snipes hurt again. But somehow righting himself, collecting himself. That left was wild. Blood pouring out of Snipes' mouth. No quitting this kid. 35 seconds left in the 6th round. And there is blood underneath Holmes' left eye. It's hard to tell whether he has a very minor cut or whether or not it's Snipes' blood. Look at the kid fight back. He's not scoring. But he is putting up a lot of guts. That's what he's showing. We'll be back. We're back live in Pittsburgh, round 7. And Larry Holmes is beginning to get frustrated. He showed it in his corner. He thought he'd have an easier time with the kid in terms of knocking him out. Meantime, Dr. James Santora, the ring physician, came in between rounds, examined Snipes' damaged left eye, okayed it, the fight continues. Oh! A right hand floors Larry Holmes. Look at him. Now Holmes trying to collect himself. What a startling turn of events as Snipes lifts up his arms. And Holmes is wobbly. And he took a right from Snipes, and Snipes is all over him. This could be one of the greatest upsets in current-day boxing. He is hitting at Holmes. Holmes trying to fight back. He went down the way Chambers knocked him down in the second fight. We have a minute 55 left to go in round 7. And Larry Holmes was fighting for his life seconds ago. Now we'll see how much he can collect himself. He seems to have. He's got to use his left and right, and he just scored with it. What a turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. You saw the Snipes right that felled Holmes. We said Holmes had been getting frustrated. It was not the easy knockout he expected. The wealth, the swelling in the corner of Snipes' eye is huge. But huge. Snipes has shown just tremendous confidence. And he hurt Holmes again with a left. Holmes is striking back. And effectively, he has collected himself. But he got hurt by a left. And now he's aware that this kid can end his dream of huge dollars against Jerry Cooney and maybe put a whole new look on his potential vulnerability against Cooney. We have 50 seconds left in round 7, and Holmes is tired. And the kid keeps coming. The head snuggled against the neck and shoulder. you ever think you'd see Holmes fall against the corner pole the way he did? Ready to go. It happened abruptly, startlingly. Now Holmes is back in command of himself, and he snapped the kid's head with an uppercut, and then with a combination. And we have 10 seconds left in round 7, and we are going to show you that Snipes right that did it to Holmes, who is back finally in charge. Now we're staying. Holmes still a little dazed, started toward the wrong corner, and there is Renaldo Snipes. And there is Larry Holmes. And let's look at that knockdown. Now watch that. There was the left that started. Another left, another, and that right went right through and caught him. And look at Holmes go down. Let's look at it from another angle. There it is from the other angle. And when Holmes got up, still a third angle, when Holmes got up, he just fell against the corner pole. Still another angle. So the fight that was laughed at, the fight that had in the sports page headlines this morning here in Pittsburgh, is it a mismatch? And every indication is that it was. Now, with the wisdom of 20/20 hindsight, we've got a fight. Round 8, live, Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Now let's see what Holmes does. Now he's got a whole new respect for Snipes. And he should have. Funny thing was, Snipes asked me if I thought it was a mismatch. When I interviewed him yesterday, I said, honestly, yes. He said, I'll surprise you. In his entourage is a former Jet from their Super Bowl days, Jim Harris, Utah State. Once a pretty quick-footed pass rusher. Hardly a boxing man. But Snipes is a fighter tonight. He's confident. He's bouncing. And he's bobbing and weaving. Smiling, or at least half smiling. And Holmes has suddenly grown cautious. When Snipes told me he would knock Holmes out in the interview, I thought to myself, well, this is the usual hype, self-filled up. But look at the kid. I mean, he is the aggressor now. It's Holmes who's being wary. And Holmes trying to work that left the way he usually does. What Snipes has done to Holmes already will cost Holmes heavily in his reputation. He went into a fight with little to gain, virtually nothing, everything to lose, while waiting around for Jerry Cooney. Now Holmes' corner imploring him to keep using the left in just that way. This, remember, is the 8th round. A frustrated fighter, leading in this fight despite the one knockdown in the 7th by Snipes, of course, but frustrated, sensing all of the things that have happened to him. As the 8th round winds down. We'll be back in a moment. We're back live. This is the beginning of round 9, and it's a different Larry Holmes. Cautious. It's a suddenly inspired Renaldo Snipes, who scored a stunning 7th round knockdown. In retrospect, there may be some criticism of referee Rudy Ortega, but that remains to be seen in the sense of perhaps giving Larry too much time before the count started. Look at Snipes. Wild swinging, confident now. Holmes has given him everything, and Snipes hasn't gone down. It's Holmes who's gone down from an unbelievable right that whistled in. Not even Shavers had Holmes as wobbly as Snipes did. Now Snipes is talking to him as Snipes takes the offense. And what about Jerry Cooney sitting at home watching this? What about all that money maybe going down the drain? Sometimes, Jerry, you can wait too long. Right there, Snipes hurt. Round 9. Stick 'em, they keep saying from Holmes's corner. Stick 'em. That means, of course, keep using that jab. Instead, Snipes scored with the left. Holmes with a good counter right. Come on, Snipes is saying to him, right above us. In ring center, but certainly within earshot. As round 9 is more than half over. Kid has that bouncy little way about him with the upper body movement, bobbing and weaving, the head always going. And it has frustrated Holmes, and he caught Holmes with a right. 38 times out, 38 times in with victories. That's been Larry Holmes' record. Snipes with a good counterpunch, snapped Holmes' face back. Holmes is dominating the round, yes, in point scoring. But this kid has put on some show. Fans in Pittsburgh never expected this. Right there, Snipes hurt again. And now moving away. Collecting his own sensibilities all over again.
Of effort went into making Pittsburgh the city of champions, but it was worth it. Now you can enjoy the same feeling of pride when another group of champions, scouts from southwestern Pennsylvania, show their talents and crafts during Scout Show 81 at the Pittsburgh Convention Center. From 10 to 6 on Saturday, November 14th, learn about the benefits of scouting and see what the champions of tomorrow are doing today. Tickets at the door or through a scout in your neighborhood.
His head. Well, that's true, too, Chris. Thank you very much. As round 10 begins. And stunned, yes, Chris. I just looked at Bob Birdie's face of the Chicago Tribune. He motioned to me, waving his hand. And Jerry Eisenberg of the Newark Star-Ledger and Barney Nagler of the Daily Racing Form, all veterans of the boxing beat, and they don't believe what's happened. Again, don't be misled. It's not that Snipes is winning this fight. It's that he floored Holmes, that Holmes did lose his poise, that Holmes has been frustrated by the awkward style of Snipes, even though Holmes is decisively winning if it were a decision. Right against Snipes, got in a good punch, and it's Holmes who's retreating, Holmes who's moving. Snipes going down to the midriff with a right, and totally unafraid of Larry Holmes. Rudy Ortega breaking them up. See, Holmes gets himself together and scores more frequently than Snipes. But it's still the wonderment of what was expected in advance vis-a-vis what has happened in the ring. Caused the whole turn of events and the whole twist of mind. Snipes with a quick left, as you saw. If Snipes has a terrible problem, I would think it's the blood in the mouth. He spat out a huge amount between rounds. It could affect his bleeding, but look at the kid. It could affect his breathing.
All right, get out of there. Come on.
Holmes with quick combinations there. Right now, Larry will settle for a decision. He's not worrying about a knockout. You know what this will cause Holmes to do if he wins by a decision? But after that closer call against a knockout, reevaluation of himself. Inner doubt. At 32, am I beginning to lose it? How did this kid knock me down? We're coming to the end of round 10. And Snipes is still back.
10 top.
All right, round 11 live from Pittsburgh. The welt in the left eye of Snipes is just huge. But you know what he did between rounds? He waved to me and said, "I told you." And you're right, Renaldo, you told us. And we didn't believe you. Holmes back to boxing basics. Working, trying to work the left, but Snipes now answering with his own left with confidence. A good right, and more blood coming out of the mouth of Snipes. What a courageous fighter he is. I don't care how bad he looked against Coach Sia. Oh, right by Holmes, but he doesn't go down. He's in deep trouble again, but Snipes doesn't go down. Holmes trying to load up and measure him. Again the right, and now Rudy Ortega steps in and stops the contest. And Snipes is saying no, 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 and the fans are booing. An 11th round TKO with 1:54 to go unofficially in the round. A succession of rights, and it's easy for the fans to boo. And it's easy for me or anybody else to say the kid had shown so much the fight shouldn't have been stopped. But who are we to say how many hammering blows can the head take? There is the kid. And the welt on the side of his head, just tremendous. But what a battle he fought. You've heard the crowd. Here's where Snipes got hurt. There's the right. That's the first one that stunned him. Left him virtually defenseless. Holmes moved down with the left, then back up again with the right. Now loading up on the kid. And then again. And I don't know who can be the judge. How many could he have taken? What could be the damage? Could it be irreparable? And that's when Rudy Ortega stepped in and said, no, no, enough. And for the crowd to yell profanities at the official, as they just did, unseemly, unscientific, part of sports world these days, I guess. What a great, courageous fight. We are now trying to get Renaldo Snipes down here so he can talk to you. And in the process, we'll be right back.
You get it, Jay?
All right, we are back live at ringside. And this incredibly courageous young man who told me that he would knock out Larry Holmes and almost made it stick with that punishing right. As you look at him now in the 7th round, that floored Holmes and made him wobbly and unaware of where he was. First, our congratulations to you, Renaldo, for one of the gamest efforts I have ever seen.
Man, Howard, I don't know if they... Man, there's no way they should have stopped that fight, man. I was beating Larry, man. They said that the Cooney fight, that ain't right, man. I won this fight. That it's not right. I'm telling the world it's not right for them to stop this fight like this. I had the man knocked out. He was glad this fight ended, man. That's not right. I had this fight won. The man was tired. I was going to take him out. They shouldn't have stopped this fight.
All right, Renaldo, I understand your feeling. Let me show you where he did hurt you, though, in the 11th round.
When I hurt him, did he stop the fight? Did he stop the fight when I hurt him?
No, he did not.
Did he stop the fight when I knocked him down?
No, he did not.
Why? He didn't knock me down. He stopped the fight. I was going to be the champ of this world.
This is a championship fight.
This is a championship fight.
All right. Let me sit down next to you. I can understand your bitterness and disappointment. The official has to...
Can't nobody understand but my people. There's no way they should have stopped this fight. No way.
All right.
I had this man. He was down. How come they didn't stop the fight when he was down? How come they didn't stop this fight? No, but they stopped it when he hit me with a good shot. It's not right. This is a championship fight. It's not right.
All right. You've had your say. And
no, I have my say. It's not right.
I'm very sorry.
They should have protested, Evan. It's not right. They said it including the whole fight. They should have stopped this fight. I knocked the man down. It's not right. They shouldn't have stopped this fight.
Nevertheless, you've got reason to be proud. Now, with your man working over you, I'm going to turn to Larry Holmes. This man gave you some fight, my friend.
Well, he was very awkward. It took me a little bit to get myself adjusted. Get off me with your camera on with ABC. It just took me a little chance to get myself adjusted. But he was strong. But I feel that the ref should have stopped the fight. But this is one time I didn't want the ref to stop the fight. I wanted to take him out and let the people know that I'm whatever I feel that I am.
Now you can understand why Renaldo is depressed and bitter. And
well, Renaldo Snipes. Be quiet.
All right, let's look at where. Once again, we have fallen into a terrible situation, and this will put an end to boxing if it continues.
Everything's okay.
As Renaldo Snipes went at Larry Holmes, and all we can do is apologize for that which has taken place here. I quoted Dan Rather when this happened between Holmes and Cooney after the Larry Spinks fight. Remember when Dan was roughed up at a convention in Kansas City? And as a result, Dan said it's all in a day's work. I guess that is what this is, but this was as messy a situation as I have ever seen. And I think that perhaps Renaldo Snipes suffered a gash. And here, you can see the bedlam that has taken place. Trying to get everything in hand, and hardly an easy situation. But we will be back after this word from our local stations. Well, we are back, still alive, but just barely, in a wild and uncontrollable scene. And I have with me referee Rudy Ortega. Now, this man has refereed 25 championship fights before this one. I have called a number of fights he has refereed. He is, by all accounts, a skilled referee, easily establishable as one of the best in a court of law. Now, Rudy, first of all, Snipes, and his disappointment was understandable, said you should have stopped the fight when he knocked Larry down. Your answer to that?
It's very simple. When Snipes hit Larry Holmes and Holmes went down, Holmes was hurt, but he recovered quickly, and it was obvious because he came back and not only conducted himself well, but was winning the round. It was a close fight. They were exchanging hard punches. Snipes had scored well. Larry came back to maintain complete control with that good jab and combinations. up until the knockout.
All right. Now, when you stopped the fight,
Yeah.
Snipes said that fight should not have been stopped. Explain your vantage point, what you thought.
No question about it. I can understand his disappointment. He was fighting for the championship of the world. However, he got hit with a tremendous shot by Larry Holmes, and I think it was obvious to everyone. He was driven to the corner, and Larry Holmes went right on top of him, Howard. He hit him with combinations and vicious combinations, and at that point, Snipes lost control, and he was hurt. And Larry landed a few more solid punches with no return. His hands were down, and he was pinned, and there was no way in the world this was going to be another mini Fred.
You're afraid of permanent damage to
No
the leg.
question about it. No question. In fact, even after I stopped the fight, his chief second, his father, the Reverend Williams, came over and said I did right. I know I did.
Okay. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Howard.
Did a good job.
Thank you.
Now we turn again to Larry Holmes. Larry, you just heard the referee substantiate everything you did. But there are a couple of things that you have to be concerned about, my friend, because you worked a lifetime to achieve recognition. And now you know very well they're going to say, the kid floored him in the 7th round, almost knocked him out. Maybe he's not the great fighter we thought he had become.
Well, for one thing, people are always going to say what they want to say. I've been criticized many, many times, but always seemed like I always pull it out. Renaldo Snipes was very awkward, very clumsy. Again, you know, I knew that he was going to present a style that was going to be hard to get to, just like Burbick. But I worked very hard for this. The man was gallant. He fought hard, but I think the referee done his job, but I wasn't ready for the referee to stop it. I was going to take him out, hurt him really bad if I have to, and to prove again that I am the champion. We don't worry about what people say because I'm the true heavyweight champion.
All right, now, Larry, in the 4th round, I noticed you were having trouble using your left jab, sticking the way you usually do. Was it his style that caused that, or were you seeking to load up and get an early knockout?
Well, it was both, Howard. I was seeking to load up to knock him out early, and he was very awkward, and this is the reason why my jab was missing. But again, Howard, I want to say I'm sorry about the records we had here. Everybody's high. Snipes thought they shouldn't have stopped the fight, but I think the referee done his job, and I thought he did a good job.
All right, let's look at that finish again, Larry. And as we look at it again, watch Snipes' hands. Rudy Ortega said at the end they were down. In point of fact, Larry, let's look. My recollection is that, you were pummeling him, no question about it. And on that ground, I don't think you could in any sense criticize Rudy. But,
well, Howard, again,
well, now,
you
wait.
know, the referee did his job. I was measuring the guy, setting him up, put a right hand.
His hands were not up.
And, you know, he was defensive, but, you know, he was in there fighting, and he gave his best shot. So, again, you know, he didn't want the fight to stop. He thought he may have had a chance, but I didn't give him a chance, Howard.
All right. Here's talk about this knockdown of you.
Great.
He really got through to you, my friend.
Well, yes, Howard, he landed a good shot that time with another overhand right, which, you know, I've been hit before. Ernie Shavers knocked me down. Kevin Isley knocked me down. But my record speaks for itself. I'm still undefeated. And I got up, and I won the fight. And that's all that counts. They can say what they want to say about Larry Holmes. I'm still the heavyweight champion of the world.
All right, my friend, congratulations. What do you think Jerry Cooney was thinking about?
Well, Jerry Cooney's afraid of his own shadow, and if he hurry up and get off behind his mother's dress, we can go ahead and fight in March. But again, and I'm keeping my word to the people and to the world, I give this man parity and give him half of the money, and he's still hiding, looking for dead guys like this guy Bugner over in England, ain't fought in 6 years. So I'm ready to fight in March, and if he don't, Howard, God may strike me down. I'm not going to fight this man.
When does he have to make his decision?
Howard, this is November the 6th. I'm 32 years old. If he don't make a decision by December, we don't care, Howard. We have nothing to prove. We accomplished everything we wanted to accomplish in boxing, and we fought for money. We earned money, and that's all that matters right now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Howard.
Be
Thanks
careful of this crowd.
else.
Right now, they're a little bit difficult. Okay. We are again in the midst of a wild and uncontrollable situation. Security people doing everything they can. In sports world these days, and it's hardly time for still another treatise, fan violence seems to always rear its ugly head. But that's the way it is. And as Larry Holmes goes back through the ring, they are booing him as if he is to blame for having fought the very best he could in a fight that had a controversial ending, at least in the mind of Renaldo Snipes. In the meantime, Snipes was definitely losing that fight by a wide margin. He did fight grimly, courageously, even at times brilliantly, with his bobbing and weaving style, nullifying Holmes's left. And as a result, we will now take you through the last round as I called it. Let's pick up with that.